How's it going, everyone? My name is Jake. I go by JRide Media here on social media, and I'm a full-time online reseller. I use platforms such as eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, and Mercari, and I sell stuff online, mostly from thrift stores, garage sales, and other online sites that I'm able to buy things for cheap and sell them for a premium on eBay and Amazon. If you guys have any questions about reselling, about eBay, about Mercari or Poshmark, about thrift stores, promoted listings, anything that you guys may want to ask, you can ask me. Just put them in the comments below and we will get to them. I just wanted to talk a little bit today about how right now in 2024 is the greatest opportunity for resellers that we've had in quite a long time. Now, as you guys all know, there were a ton of resellers that flooded in during the pandemic because more people were home. This happened with a ton of different industries. A ton of industries saw huge fluctuations of people coming in. And then once everyone started going back to work, saw huge fluctuations of people going out. What this created was a ton of people that had built up some eBay stores, and then they're no longer using them. Some people have run into some hardships and haven't been able to sell their items at the velocity that they thought that they could. So now is a really good time to go in and buy out other reseller stores for very cheap and put them into your own business. I've been doing so very aggressively this last month. This last month, I've spent more money on inventory than I think I ever have for my eBay business. It's over $10,000 I've spent on inventory this month. A lot of it is going on to eBay and Mercari. A good portion of it is also going on to Amazon. A few subscribers have been reaching out to me for various situations. Some people are just giving up on it because they aren't seeing the numbers that they thought they would. Other people are just, moving on to different chapters of their life, whether it be, going to college or starting a family or things like that, or getting that dream job or an advancement. So I'm buying out a ton of different people, not a ton. I've been able to buy like 3 or 4 entire eBay stores out, and through my connections with other folks and getting inventory, I've been able to buy a ton of items for very, very cheap. I'm also seeing other people pop up. I bought a huge lot from David Paleo. He was getting out of electronics and focusing on clothing, so I was able to buy a ton of remotes from him. Hustle and Grow, he just barely put out a YouTube video saying that he is selling some of his cosmetics, which is something that I'm very interested in. So we've been chatting a little bit back and forth about possible deals. I just barely bought a ton of cream and ointment from Daily Refinement the other day on his Whatnot. There's just so many buying opportunities, and if you have the capital to capitalize on these, then we're able to make a ton of money here. So what I would recommend is really focusing in on your own stores and doing what's necessary to make sure that you have your systems in place, so that way you can go out. A lot of people, no one really knows what's going on with the economy. A lot of people say that it's heading for treacherous waters. Some people are saying that it's all Gucci golden and we're heading into good times. You never really actually know, but a lot of people are predicting that we're going into some hard times. I predict that is going to, especially when it comes to like parts and pieces and used condition items, I believe that will only be good for resellers, for selling on eBay specifically. We may see our ASP trickle down in a downturn economy, but I believe that your average sales per day, per week, and per month, if you're doing everything correctly in your business, will begin to trickle up, because now people, instead of when their Hitachi bread maker goes out, instead of just buying a completely new one, they go out and they buy the parts and pieces necessary to repair it. Or if someone has a Dyson vacuum and a hose breaks, they'll tape it up. And then once they just can't take it anymore because the duct tape isn't working well enough, they'll buy just the replacement hose instead of buying the $250 used or the $600 new vacuum. So I believe, especially when it comes to kitchen appliances and vacuums and just things for home and living, right now is a really good opportunity to try to stock up on those items, so that way you can sell those to people who are looking for deals and who are looking to skate by when times are a bit harder financially. Also, if those are the times that we are truly heading for, people still want to buy sunglasses. They still want to buy new tops and shoes, and they still want to buy all of these things. So they're going to go to eBay. One of the things that I sell the most on eBay, sorry, I have some offers coming in for some CDs. I'll look at those later though. A lot of the things that I sell are eyeglass frames. That's because people don't want to go and buy new sunglasses. They're just perfectly okay with buying some used frames for $20 and then putting in their own frames at Walmart or their optometry center and being able to put that in. So there's just a ton of different options available for us right now. I think the worst thing you can do is do the same thing that you did yesterday and the day before. We live the world, especially when it comes to technology and stuff. I don't want to get too ranty here, but nothing will ever be the same as it was. Like, things will always be changing. And if you're not changing, and if your business isn't changing, then your bank account will be, but it will be changing in a negative direction instead of a positive one. So I don't know. I think that right now is a really awesome opportunity because we are going into what I believe is going to be a more of an economic squeeze and pinch on the consumer. Therefore, they will be turning to used goods or parts and pieces. And also, a lot of resellers are giving up and liquidating a lot of their items. They're doing it on the internet. They're doing it locally. They're doing it on Facebook. Come pick this up. They're having their own yard sales, things like that. So I definitely recommend people look into those options because right now is a really awesome opportunity. And then if you guys have any questions about reselling, about anything related in that area, or business or taxes, anything that you guys may have questions about in the reseller space, I'm more than happy to answer them in the comments. I don't usually go live at this time, and we have way less comments than usual, and less people in here than usual. So if you guys have ever wanted to ask me a question and I haven't had enough time to get to it, now would be the time to do so. So let's hop into these questions here. Also, I am out of below standard. I'm back to top rated seller, which is awesome. My sales are like already up 36% on eBay, but it's everything's going really good. I'm completely caught up on cross listing, so I have my whole store cross listed over to Mercari, and then I just barely had an employee start cross listing everything under 5 pounds over to Poshmark, regardless of the category. So that'll be fun to see what's popping on Poshmark as well. So on eBay, I currently have 2,465 listings, and I have on Mercari, let's see if I can find I have 2,316. I have about 100 less because there's certain things like knives and stuff like that I can't list. And then on Poshmark, I believe I have about 900. Over the last week, I've been selling on average 14 a day on eBay, about 3 a day on Mercari, and about 1 a day on Poshmark. And I'm increasing the size of my store with good items. I'm chasing. I've been on like 2 long vacations this month, and then I'm going to Kentucky at the end of this week. I mean, at the middle of next week. So lots of moving around and traveling and that stuff. But things are going excellent in the business. Excellent, right as I pulled that up. That's funny. Things are going really well right now. I'm super excited to see where things are going. We're going to be moving up north in about 60 days, and we're really going to be hitting the ground running once we move up there. So I'll obviously keep you guys updated on how things are going. But yeah, let's hop into these questions. There's not many of them. This may be the shortest live we ever do here. Christians, I had a really good question, but I forgot it already. Shoot. If you have multiple of an item and you get an offer for one that recently sold for full price, do you accept it? If it's not too far off, thanks always. Yep. Yeah, I'm constantly accepting offers. So like I have a lot of those situations that you're talking about. Like, for example, I have this number 7 body cream. I have an even better example. I listed 10 Helldivers 2 for PS5. I got 10 of them for $5 each. I listed them all for $29.99 plus shipping on eBay. before I even had time to cross list those to Mercari and Amazon, they all of them already sold within like 3 days. A ton of that, 2 of them sold at full price. I got 4 offers that I accepted at 25, and then another 3 offers at 28 and 1 more offer at 24, and I accepted all of those. So yeah, when I have a multiple quantity listing and people are offering me at all of those rates, I just accept I accept all of the reasonable offers, even if I can get more. Let's see if we have any questions. Should I get a cashback credit card and put it on auto pay? I just opened a new bank account just for the eBay. Yeah, so I do that. So you just have to understand your relationship with debt and your consumer habits and how disciplined you are. So I have no issues having a credit card for my business because I've never had a balance for more than I pay my balance every single Tuesday. So I've never made a minimum payment, and I've never had credit hit the interest mark. So my eBay money hits my bank account every Wednesday morning, and every Wednesday morning I pay off all my credit cards, business and personal. So every single Wednesday I'm debt free, and then I just accumulate my, I don't know, it's usually between like $80 to $600 a week on my wife and I's personal spending. And then the business spending is usually anywhere from $800 to $4,000 a week. And I just pay both of those. I pay off all of those credit cards every single Wednesday morning. So if you can be disciplined and acquire 0 interest, then I would say that's a very good business practice. It's what I do. But if you are honest with yourself and you don't think that you will be making those payments every single month or week or however you do it, then just don't do it. But from the questions that you've asked and from the relationship that you and I have, what I know about you, Christian, I think that you would be good to do it. I love the cha-ching sound. Don't we all? Any channel suggestions specifically for Canadian resellers? Shipping rates seem to be complicated. Things both looking up comps and actually selling. Free return or single frames was $25 for me. RIP. Yeah, so I don't know of a ton of them. There's Josh Galt. I really like Josh Galt, but his business is a bit different because he lives in Canada, but he crosses the U.S. border and he has a U.S. address warehouse that he works out of. But I'm sure that I'm not 100% sure, but I think I can assume that he's sold a few items from Canada. And even if he hasn't, I'm sure he'd be able to answer those questions for you. So I'd look up Josh Galt. It's just JOSHGALT. His profile picture is just a US $10 bill zoomed in up on the face. So you can look into Josh Galt. Hello from Oregon, Jake and everyone. Thanks for being here. Congrats on being back to top rated seller. Appreciate it. Good evening. I was looking for you on here. Fearless Leader. How are you doing tonight? You must be excited about the new move coming up soon. Fearless Leader. I don't know about that. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for the move. It's going to be really awesome. We're going to be doing that like the first or second week of September. Yeah, things will be really good. I'm excited to get up to Northern Utah and see what's cracking. I have like 12 listings just getting started. That's awesome. Yep. Just keep listing high quality inventory and you'll make a ton of money in this business. Have you ever had an issue with bed bugs or other pests from thrift stores or other inventory that you have received? I never have. I just haven't. I did buy one huge lot of cameras off of eBay once, and it was just like awful cigarette smoke. So I opened the box and boom, it just hit super hard. So I returned those, but I've never had any issues with bed bugs or anything of that nature. Been loving your info about retail arbitrage. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Some people don't, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm going to continue to do some of that content. I really like it. It's made me a ton of money, and I hope that it can make you guys a ton of money as well. Please remind me the title of your podcast, and is it on YouTube? Yes, it's the Reseller Island. So ISLAND, the Reseller Island, and it's only on YouTube. Eventually I will get that streamed on Apple Music and Spotify and things like that. But for now it's just on YouTube. I live in Washington and have been selling part-time since November, and I've seen positive results. Quick question. If I live in a corner of the country, how, if all, would you change your shipping practices? Yeah, so I'm nowhere near your situation, but over here in Utah, where it's pretty West Coast, and the majority of my items go to the East Coast, what I do is I just have calculated shipping, and I would recommend calculated shipping for you as well. And then what I would do on top of that is there's a couple different shipping methods. What I would do in your specific case, TVD, okay? A lot of people like scream at me for this. But what I would do in your situation is I would really focus on things that just fit in a 12 by 12 by 12 box or under. So that's going to save you a ton of money on shipping, and it's going to allow you to be competitive on your shipping rates. Everything over 12 by 12 by 12, like if you have a receiver that weighs 28 pounds and it's going to end up going in like a 20 by 18 by 8 box, the shipping from there to New Jersey is just going to be abhorrent. It's going to be so much money. It's going to be like if you just put that calculated ground advantage shipping and you do 28 pounds, 20 by 18 by 8, the shipping quote is probably going to be like $65 to $132 for shipping, which is just wild, right? What I would recommend doing is just upping the weight a little bit. I would up that weight to $32 pounds. And then I would put a 12 by 12 by 12 measurement. What that's going to do is it's going to bring the rate down to probably like $30 to $65 shipping rate. And then people over there on the East Coast that are interested in your item that really would like it still have the option to buy it because the shipping isn't going to be just absolutely wild. Once they buy it, you click into your eBay or your pirate ship, whatever you're using, and then you go ahead and you put it to the actual measurements. And then once you have it to your actual measurements, the actual weight and the actual measurements, it's still less than the shipping quote that you sent them. And you just use those funds to print off your shipping label, and then you keep the difference. So in this scenario, if you were shipping that receiver to me here in Utah, we're probably about 700 to 900 miles away. So if you did a big old receiver, 28 pounds, 20 by 18 by 8, the shipping quote for me would probably be $67, and I probably just wouldn't buy it from you. But if you did the 32 pounds, 12 by 12 by 12, the shipping quote to me will probably be $38. It actually probably be like $29. That's appropriate for a huge subwoofer or receiver. So I would buy that from you. Then you would change, before you print your label, you would change it to 28 pounds, and then you would make it the 20 by 18 by 8, and then it would populate the price, and it would probably be around $22. That gives you a $7 cushion that you can package the item, afford the fees that eBay places on them, and then you will still make $3 or $4 off the shipping. You send it to me, and you keep that $3 or $4 profit. It's great. That's what I would do if I were you. That was a pretty long answer. So excited to catch you live. Still haven't heard you say Clinique for me yet. Anyway, here's my question. If you list an item and have immediate watchers, are you offering 15% same day? Yes. No exceptions. If I have watchers, I send 15%. Yep. Thank you for sharing your experience and knowledge. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Looks like you guys are having a conversation about Canada. Yeah. Would $150 be a good starting cost for your reselling supplies and inventory? Yeah, that'd be great. $150 is pretty good. You can start pretty much for free. All you would need is really a weight scale. So if you don't have one of those, that would be the first thing I would buy. And then you can get all of your boxes from dumpsters. You can start with Dollar Tree tape that costs $1.25. It's really inexpensive. But yeah, if you want to get started for $150, what I would do is I would find 4 to 10 profitable items from your house already for free, list those. I would get all my boxes from dumpsters. I would buy like $30 worth of poly bags. I would buy $30 worth of tape. So you got 90 bucks left. Get a $25 scale off of Amazon. You got $65. With $65, I would also probably buy a tape gun. That's going to cost you like 12 bucks. We'll say 15. So we're down to 50 bucks. With that $50, I would go to the thrift store and I would only buy items that have over a 100% sell-through rate. And then I would roll with it like that. That's what I would do. How do you handle returns when you go on vacation, since we have to provide a refund or a response within a few days? Do you have someone that opens your return packages while you're gone? Yeah, so I have employees, so I have all that taken care of. But before I had employees, I would just do them. If I had returns, I would just do them on my phone on vacation without opening the box. And sometimes they're going to lose. Sometimes there's going to be a fraudulent return or two, but it almost never happens. And so I would just write that off as a loss and you'll be good to go. So that's what I do is when I'm on vacation, I just do them on my phone and I just assume that they were returned to me in the same condition and I give them a full refund. As far as Amazon goes, do you do FBA or FBM and why? I do almost exclusively FBM. It's just like an eBay business. It's fulfillment by merchant and you actually get a good amount of sales. Like a lot of people say that you can't beat FBA in Prime, so you might as well just do it. I get FBM sales all the time. I only do FBA if I have 8 or more items of the same SKU. So like if I so today at Roth I got some MLB stance socks. They were only $4 each. They sell for like 18 to 25 depending on the team plus shipping. But I got 6 of them and the highest quantity I got of the same sock were these Houston ones. I only got 3 of them. So I'm going to be listing all of these on eBay and Amazon FBM, fulfillment by merchant. If I got like 32 of these, all the same size, all the same colorway, then I would do FBA. I would ship it to Amazon and they would take care of it from there. But that's only when I come across huge orders, which I do very often. But I do FBA if it's, and honestly, 8 is a little low unless I have like 5 or 6 SKUs of at least 8. So I got to have at least, I do packages of at least like 60 items. So if I have 60 of the same items, maybe spread out over 3 or 4 SKUs, then I'll do FBA. But everything else, I do FBM and eBay. Have you noticed any benefits of giving the buyer the eBay discount? I just started, but haven't noticed it helping draw in buyers yet. I don't give the eBay discount. I do a 12 by 12 by 12 method shipping. What is the type of credit card you say you use to pay for shipping to get points for travel? It's the Chase. I have it right here. I'm not going to show you the numbers, obviously. It is the Chase Business Preferred. It is the Chase Inc. Business Preferred. So within the Chase Business Inc., there are 3 different cards that all have different benefits. The one that I use is the Business Preferred. Interested in hearing about personal experiences that strengthen your faith. Might not be for everyone, but I'd love to hear them. J-Ride, faith, and finds. Hey, that'd be cool. I can do little segments of that. Yeah, my faith definitely is the reason why I'm successful today. So I owe it all to my experiences that I've had in my life. So yeah, really good stuff. My mission to Mexico made me the man that I am today, and I can talk about that for hours. So I can mix those in. I bought a 35 millimeter camera. How do I list when they can't be tested for photos? Thanks as always. I test them. So I just buy the necessary film and batteries and everything necessary for cameras, and I test them. If you don't want to do that, then you can list them as untested, and people can still return them for not working. So those are your options there. You can sell it as untested, but still expect a return if it doesn't work. A lot of people do understand that untested means they are banking on the fact that it probably will not work, but idiots are everywhere on eBay. So you can put in the title. You can even, so I get returns on broken 4 parts cameras all the time. I put in the title 4 parts broken, in the description 4 parts broken, and then one of the photos shows that it's cracked and broken, and people think that they're getting a $148 camera for $32, and then they return it and say, hey, this is broken. Yeah, I told you like 4 times. Let's see. How you doing, J-Ride? Hey, how you doing? Flipping from the trailer. Good to see you here. Are you gonna be at the 127? Love to meet you, man. And I know you go to some of the events, but if not, no worries. Don't worry. I'll meet you someday. Never realized how fast blood test strips sold. Listed some the other day. I didn't even put my phone down and cha-ching. All 3 boxes sold in a matter of seconds. That's got to be some kind of record. TC, are you talking about for like for diabetes, where you prick your finger and then test your blood? Because if so, I'd be a bit wary and careful. I've in my early days of eBay, I got flagged 3 times. For selling medical equipment, and the last time I got suspended for 3 days. So that was kind of scary, but I'm glad that happened because it taught me a lot. But yeah, just be very careful about medical equipment for sure. I don't list anything medical. I have been thinking about a credit card for business. What are your thoughts on a TJ Maxx versus a regular card that earns cash back? We've started retail arbitrage and love to hunt items from TJ. So I have my business. So I have my business preferred that I use for all of my shipping and all of my inventory purchases and all of my utilities and all of my anything that has to do with my business. I use that. Then I also have a Ross card that I use at Ross, and I have a TJ Maxx card that I use at TJ Maxx. So what I would do, and the TJ Maxx card, the only reason why you would use it is because it's 5% cash back at TJ Maxx. So if you want to get that card, I would use it only at TJ Maxx and nowhere else. And then I would also get a business credit card for your business that you put all of your business costs onto, so that way it can be tracked very easily. What up, bro? Picked up a sealed copy of Baldur's Gate for PC at Goodwill today for $4.99. Comps for $160 to $200 with a 200% sell rate. Dang, girl, that's awesome. If you guys haven't checked out Bama Jaybird Resells, it's got a great channel, and they're doing a meetup. They're doing a meetup for the 127, so that should be fun. I won't be there. I will be like 5 hours north of them in Kentucky. But yeah, I'm going to try to convince them, maybe Shane, to drive up 2 hours. Maybe I'll drive 2 hours south. We can get a nice little round of golf in. That'd be sweet. But yeah, that's an awesome flip right there, man. Good stuff. Thanks for awesome tip about putting in smaller measurements to show more accurate rates to buyer. But do you know why eBay shows such inflated shipping costs in the first place? Because that's what it would be. That is the shipping cost. So because eBay is such a massive corporation, they and other companies go to USPS and say, "Hey, do you want our business? Give us a special rate, or we'll just do it some through someone else or through ourselves." And USPS says, "Oh crap, yeah, you guys do like hundreds of millions of dollars a day for us. We definitely want to keep you on our payroll." So they give eBay and Shopify and Amazon and all of these different companies huge discounted rates. The rate that you see is went to the front desk and said, "I want to send this 40-pound subwoofer to New York." That's how you would pay like $116. So the quote that eBay shows is the actual rate that USPS normally charges if you were just a one-time customer going up to their front desk. What's up? I've been reselling for about 5 years now, mostly shoes. I definitely want to diversify. Any pointers? Just don't go away from shoes. Keep that as a huge base. And then I always recommend when you're diversifying to start with light, man, I couldn't find that word for a second. Start with light items. I recommend items that are under 12 ounces and then branch out from there, because you can totally ship golf clubs and subwoofers and all that stuff like I do. But the smaller the item, the more forgiving it is. Okay, if you get a return on a 48-pound subwoofer, that sucks, man. It just sucks. I have my business set up to where I can absorb that cost, and it's not a huge emotional thing for me, but it still is an emotional thing. When you get a $368 return and half of that return is shipping, sheesh, it sucks. So yeah, and then they have to ship it back to you for like $114. Dang, it's awful. And then yeah, I don't know. And then when it comes to shipping rates and things like that, when you have those lighter items, you're able to play around with the pricing a little bit more. And yeah, so as you're branching out into more items, like dude, if you like shoes, start going to Ross, man. Start going to Ross and get socks. And if you're only doing used shoes from thrift stores, you can branch into new shoes from Ross and TJ Maxx and stuff too. And then while you're there, grab the socks, grab the underwear, grab the deodorant, grab that stuff as well. What do you do if someone asks for a return when USPS loses the package? It depends on each individual case, but in all of the cases, I'm calling USPS and eBay and just seeing what the best steps are, because each case is just so different. But that isn't your fault. That was USPS's. As long as it shows that it was scanned into your first post office, you have protections, especially if you have receipts. So keep your receipts, talk to USPS, and make the best game plan. What's a realistic amount of items to buy a day at the Leighton Ross? And any tips for Ross and stuff like that? It is easier to sell on Amazon for stuff on eBay. Well, Talon Fisher, right now, you might be able to get a couple dozen items a week. But when I live up there, might only be getting a couple items every quarter. Yeah, it's the exact same as thrift stores, and it just depends on your business model. So if you're a lot of guys, especially Amazon guys, they'll buy things that only make them. They'll spend $7 on something that only makes them $1.60. So if that's the business model that you're running, then you can spend thousands of dollars a day at Ross. It all just depends on your business model. If you're doing like a traditional business, like a traditional eBay business, i.e. one kind of like mine, or like the Trash to Cash guys, or like even Tech and Sports, like that, just like that like eBay reseller model, where you want to like at least more than double your profit on the money spent, then you're probably only going to be able to find a couple every few. You'll like strike out a ton and then only find a couple like at each on other visits. It's like very, very, very similar to a thrift store. So yeah, I would go into Ross's with the same expectation you go into a Goodwill. What's up? Finally caught another live. Thank you so much for all that you do, helping me stay motivated and keeping that emotional selling in check. That's what I'm talking about. That's a lot of people have been saying that to me lately. I guess I haven't even noticed, but I guess I've been talking a lot about limiting emotions and staying as logical as you can in business, because it is ultra important. And a lot of people have been saying that phrase specifically. So I must be talking about that more than usual. So thank you for that. I'm glad that that's landing. It's not offending people. But wow, there must be some sort of other event going on. Maybe someone else went live in the community, because we just went from like 175 to 133. Started 2 weeks ago. I've done $1,100 so far. Thanks for the tips on sourcing when your local thrifts don't have anything good. So I'm talking about 2 weeks, $1,100. You're killing it. Keep it up. And yeah, a lot of people get upset with me when I say this, but I say it with love. If your area is holding you back from being a successful reseller, it isn't your area, it's you, because we have this, and we've got a car, and we've got an email address. We have so many opportunities to buy things and sell them online. So good on you, man. You're killing it. Hi, how's it going? Like you, I'm moving pretty soon. With the stress of the move, I felt a little burnout in regards to eBay. How do you deal with burnout? So Val, I've answered this question a lot. I don't experience burnout, and I don't go through patches where I don't have a lot of like low motivation because I have very, very strong whys. I want to retire my parents, and I want to be at every single sporting event that my kids have. So I just, every time that I even have a hint of those emotions where I want to quit, I just think of those two things and I just get right back to work. So I would focus on trying to have those strong whys, and then like just each individual human is so different that I wouldn't try to go to other people for advice on your own personal motivation, because my personal motivation is different than Sally's, whose is different than John's, who's different than Alexander's. But you can definitely just focus on your whys, and then money is a great motivator. So think about the money that you are leaving on the shelf, and think about how much money you can be making if you just go list 6 more items this hour. So yeah. How do you determine if an item is gated or not on Amazon? You scan it and it says if it's gated or not. And I buy gated items all the time. And then I go to a wholesale account, a wholesale website, and I buy 10 or more of that branded item, and then I get ungated. And there are several hundred videos on how to do that process on YouTube. So Anthony, just look up how to get ungated on Amazon. It's going to require money. So if you want to get ungated in a certain brand, it's going to cost you several $100s, typically each brand. You have to buy that product, show that invoice to Amazon, keep clicking and refreshing until they allow it, and then you're good to go. But yeah, Amazon is much more capital intensive than eBay is. Your retail arbitrage is probably pretty solid, but have you got burned buying bulk and stuck with a death pile? No, because my first 10,000 transactions on eBay were all piece by piece. And so I didn't do bulk buying for that reason. I did not bulk buy until I had an awesome foundation of knowledge rooted in individual items. And then I only buy lots that I know is going to be ultra profitable. There is one, I bought a lot of about 45 Gerber pocket knives. I can't remember how much I spent for them. It's in a video. And I had a tougher time reselling those, but they was still very profitable. That's the closest that I've had to like a huge burn. But yeah, if you just sell 10,000 items individually and know what you're looking for, and then start buying bulk. But people want to do the opposite because they want 5,000 items in their store as fast as possible. So they buy a ton of bulk, and it ends up being unprofitable for them, and it leads to them quitting and having kind of a disastrous situation. So I would flip that, buy things piece by piece, understand sell-through rates, understand what things actually move, understand what is in demand, and then you can start to venture into bulk buying slowly. Did you make your logo? No, I had some guy on Instagram do it, and he didn't speak very good English. So I'm assuming he's like somewhere else in the world, probably Indonesia. I do a lot of content work with people from Indonesia and Bali. Like a lot of those guys do my thumbnails and things like that for super cheap on Fiverr and things like that. What's the benefit of having an eBay store? There are a ton. I would Google that. But yeah, don't have an eBay store until you have a couple hundred items listed. But once you have, like 120 items listed, you should definitely have a store. I list a lot of 35 millimeter and put partially tested or not film tested, and just make sure to put that in description. Yeah, that works too. Thanks for the Caitlin Clark trading card post. Have you had success with these, or did you just notice this trend? I've been selling basketball cards on eBay since that's how I started. I started with basketball cards and buying a ton of basketball cards. So I would go to Walmart's back in the day when basketball cards were absolutely on fire, and I would buy those boxes for $20 and resell them online for $85. And it was just a race to see who could get to the cards first. So I've had a lot of success in buying and selling sports cards on eBay. Someone I know has a vase that may be somewhat valuable. However, I cannot find any similar comps in my research when searching on eBay and Google. Also, I'm not sure what to ask for commission. So okay, you're not going to like either of my answers here. First one, I don't do consignment on eBay, so I would buy that vase from her at a price that both of you guys can agree on. It just gets too sticky for taxes, and what if you ship it out and it breaks, or for whatever reason the buyer wants to return it, and then you have to calculate how much money you actually made and how much she gets, and then what if she's like, no, I didn't agree to that, so you have to, there's just so many things that can go wrong in this situation. I would buy the vase from her, make it my vase, and then sell it on eBay. Second part of your question, if I can't find sold comps on eBay, I don't buy things to sell on eBay. So a lot of other people are able to find those things that are rare and they make money off of them, but too often than not, they just find an item that they think is cool, but it doesn't have any actual value. So for those reasons, if I can't find sold history on an item, I'd just leave it behind. So, but if you, every Tuesday night, there's Kat the Nurse Flipper and Rod Picking and Punching. They do a live every Tuesday. I think it's around like 8 p.m. Eastern, maybe it's 6 p.m. Eastern, somewhere in that time. And that would be a perfect question for their live. So, Alley Cat, you asked that question just 12 minutes ago, so hopefully you're still here. If you're still here, write down Cat, K-A-T. Oh, hey, it's just like you, Alley Cat. Cat the Nurse Flipper. And then on Tuesday, ask that question, and they'll be able to answer that better than I did. Appreciate that question, though. The test strips can be sold over the counter. They aren't RX, so it's fine to sell. They just cost a lot to buy if you don't run them through insurance. LOL. Yeah, I mean, my mom has type 1 diabetes, so everything in her life is expensive. But yeah, you will get more for film tested cameras. Last question. What tips? You can ask as many questions as you want. Don't feel like you have to ask limited. Last question. What tips do you have for sourcing products on TJ Maxx online versus in store? Same. It's the same, just online. So I just, at TJ Maxx, I go to the clearance rack. On tjmaxx.com, I type clearance, and then I sort low to high. And then I look at the first $2 item, and then I look it up on eBay and see if it's profitable. Then I go to the next item, see if it's profitable, and that's just what I do. And I do that in store and online. So my process is the exact same. Would go, but I just had surgery about 4 weeks ago on my back, so I can't make this one. I have even had my store down for about a month. Ah, man, sorry to hear that, man. It sucks. But hopefully the surgery went well. I know my hernia surgery wasn't nearly as bad as like what a back surgery would be, but yeah, surgeries suck. So hope you're feeling better, man. Hey J Ride, love the content as always. Wondering, do you have set shipping rates or do you use calculated shipping? Yep, I've talked about that a lot on this live alone. So what I do is everything under 1 pound, I do a flat rate shipping. Anything under 8 ounces, I do $4.87 for shipping. And then anything 9 to 15 ounces, I do what's it called? I do $5.87 shipping. And then anything over 16 ounces, I do calculated shipping. Jake, can you mention obvious Veros that you can think of and the best ways to avoid them? Obvious ones are all medical equipment. Anything that requires a prescription, do not sell those on eBay. Also, eyeglass frames, make sure that they do not say prescription lenses or readers with +1 or +1.5 or +2.5 strength or magnification. You'll get a Vero for that. And then like Beachbody, even though I've sold like 3 Beachbody tapes on eBay over the last like 4 months. But yeah, pretty much just medical equipment and things like that. And then if they take it down once, just never listen. A lot of people are like have major anxiety around Veros. Don't list any medical equipment. Everything else, just list it. And if it gets taken down, just never list that brand again, and you're good to go. That's what I do. So I haven't had a Vero in a really long time. The last time I had a Vero was, I think, I can't remember the last time. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think the last one I had was from So Clean, which was a CPAP cleaner. You guys know those little, I don't know if you guys have seen them before, but apparently the filter inside of that CPAP cleaner has a RX prescription on it for some reason. So one of mine had the filter in the listing and it got a Vero. But that's like the last one I remember. What's your thoughts about Whatnot? It's okay. I do a lot of sourcing on Whatnot. I just barely bought like $1,000 worth of creams from Daily Refinement on Whatnot for like $60. So that was pretty dope. I buy things off of Whatnot all the time to resell on eBay and Amazon for usually 6 to 10x, which is great. When it comes to selling, I've done okay on it, but yeah, like Dibdit, Whatnot. It's just a great. Those places are great to like move inventory, but I don't like think super highly of either of them. I don't think super highly of what's it called, live reselling. Even as an influencer, where I get a little bit more because like people follow me on social media. I just really prefer static sales for sure. I like static sales a lot more. What kind of items can you ship for $3 or less? I'm not sure I understand the question. Do you mean $3 shipped? Because I personally can't, but guys like in China or like the huge corporations that have massive media stores, they have different deals set up with eBay and USPS. But yeah, you can't ship. The only thing you can ship out for less than $3 are sports cards or postcards that are less than $20. So if you list something for $19.99 or less, you can use what's called the eBay standard envelope. If it's 1 ounce, it costs 63 cents. If it's 2 ounces, I believe it's like 88 cents. And then if it's 3 ounces, I believe it's like $1.16 or $1.19. But everything else, you're looking at a minimum of like $4.20. Scored a garage sale today. Louisville Slugger TPX 1000 drop 3. Woo! 2 of them for $10 each. Comps for $2.50 each. Yep, those are some good ones. Anything Louisville Slugger drop 3 is usually pretty good. Pretty good. First bets I've ever found. Should I regrip them? Nope. No, especially for a bat that goes $250. People are going to want to put their own wrap on it anyway. They're going to want to put their like red, white, and blue USA grip, or they're going to buy their like custom leather, like really expensive grip, things like that. So when it comes to baseball bats and golf clubs, if they have bad grips, and even tennis rackets, if they have bad grips, I don't care. Sometimes I knock off $1 to $5, but you just put it in the listing, make sure there's a clear photo that they can see that the grip is in not great condition. But even if you sell a bat that has a perfect grip, I would say 6 out of 10 people that buy a used bat will take the bat, they'll ungrip it, and they'll regrip it with their own tape or their own grip. So that's what I do. Like when I played baseball, I thought it was so cool to put USA like grip on mine. So that's what I did. Most people regrip their own tennis rackets, baseball bats, and golf clubs. So yeah. If I would just list it at around comps, and then if it hasn't sold in 90 days, then I would drop it down 15%. And then if it hasn't sold in 90 days, drop it down 15%. Same with all of my other items. Just got international shipping. What is the best shipping service to use? You can't. You just do what eBay tells you. So just use USPS Ground or whatever. I just use USPS Ground. What you're gonna do is you're gonna ship it to eBay's closest hub to you. For me, it's Chicago, Illinois. For other people, it's like in Kentucky. For other, and then you ship it to eBay, and then eBay takes care of the rest. If it's through the international shipping program. Now, if you are just sending it international, I'm of no help to you because I've never done it and I don't want to do it. The international shipping program through eBay is so great that I only use that. I did look all over for boxes, and it didn't say RX anywhere on there. I don't have any more, so that's it for them. LOL, I don't want to end up in eBay jail. Yeah, I mean, Anthony answered it pretty well, though, too. It sounds like you might be good. We don't have a Ross. I mostly do new shoes, Jordans. When an item doesn't sell, do you return to store? Yeah, so that's also another really cool thing. So like from Walmart and Target, they usually have 90-day returns. So like a lot of people will buy shoes, and then if it doesn't sell, they just return it on day 89. So it's like no risk. It's awesome. So recently I went to TJ Maxx and sold a purse. So I'm going to try to interpret this. I went to TJ Maxx. There was a purse for $80 that would resell for $300. I hesitated to buy it because I'm a beginner. Any suggestions for next time? Yeah, because you're a beginner, I think that's a good place to have some hesitancy. So I would stay away from those like bigger flips for now. Just keep focusing on things that are like 5 into 30, 2 into 18, even 8 into 25, just things like that. And then as you build like more of a foundation, then you can start getting into those 80 into 300s. You could right off the bat go from 80 to a 300. But if you do get a return, it might be a little too capital intensive for you in the beginning. So I would just recommend just keep going slow. Just keep letting, you don't have to swing at everything. Just let that ball go by you. Even if it's a strike, that's okay. You know what I mean? I hope this analogy is hitting. But yeah, what's great about that is you didn't lose $300. It feels like in your head you lost $300, but you actually lost $0. So I would just stay away from those for now, and then just keep building up that knowledge and that tolerance, and then you'll get there soon. Does your CC get flagged? Does my credit card get flagged? No. I'm not sure I understand your question. Howdy from the west coast of Arizona. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. I love Arizona. Do you have a lower limit to flip 2x cost 3x 10x? Do you have a lower limit to flip? I don't understand the question. Like, do I spend, will I spend less on an item that only doubles my money as opposed to one that like 10x's my money? Yeah, I mean, I guess. If I'm only going, but like I rarely only double my money. So my average cost of goods is under $4 and my average sales price is 40. So profit wise, my flip is usually about like a 6x, and then like a revenue wise, it's a 10x. And then if I come across something that's $4 and I only make $4 off of it, that's pretty rare. It happens every once in a while, but it's not very often. But if we're talking strictly profit, if I buy something for $50 that makes me $50 profit, i.e., it sells for like $125 plus $5 in shipping, then yeah, I'd do that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I understood your question. How do you find out about discounts from places like TJ Maxx and Ross? Are they posted somewhere in the morning? Thanks. Nope, I just go every single day. Yep, I just source every single day of my life, and sometimes I see some awesome discount stickers. Sometimes I don't. Just like thrift stores, I just go to thrift stores every single day, and there's new stuff, and there's the same stuff. And then I go to a TJ Maxx, and there's some new stuff, or there's a few items went on clearance. Awesome. But yeah, I just go every single day, and sometimes there's a great sale, sometimes there's not. I appreciate you answering my questions and boosting me up with knowledge. I hit the DI in Ogden yesterday, hit the jackpot on some golf clubs, spent $27, made $1,000. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Ogden is pretty nice. I personally talk crap on Ogden just because I think it's funny. For you Utahns, I talk crap on Ogden and Cedar City just because I think it's funny. They're both great towns, but yeah, I will be kind of your neighbor soon there, Talon. I'll be moving to like the Bountiful Layton area, and sounds like you are in probably like the Roy and Ogden area. So good on you. We need DIs on the East Coast, LOL. Well, Anthony, if you get baptized and enough of your friends do, there will probably be some DIs over there. Love your info. Thanks for sharing. I would so love to do this full time, but this 8 to 5 job is cramping my style, selling at different categories. So now, thanks to your info, keep it up. Hey, appreciate you, Stephanie. Yeah, just keep going to work and just keep building your business on the side, and maybe one day you'll be able to scale back your job and increase your reselling, and then maybe just scale out of your job completely and into reselling. God bless your mom. I'm type 1 also. It sucks for sure. Dude, Anthony, we're friends, and I don't know that you're type 1 diabetic, dude. Come on, bro. Dude, next time I see you, I will definitely have peach rings in my pocket just in case you get low. Anthony, if you're still here, that was 15 minutes ago that you said that. If you're still here, do you get low or high more often? My mom gets low more often, but her brother also has type 1 diabetes and he gets high more often. So I'd be interested to know if you have higher blood sugars or lower blood sugars more often. Does the Church of Latter-day Saints believe in cloning? Because you need cloned. That's funny. No, we don't believe in cloning. That's funny though. Should I try to list everything above $10? So don't look at how much things sell for, but look at how often they sell. So if something sells for, there's a lot of items that sell for like $12, but there's like 90 listed and only 3 sold. Don't sell those items. But if something that you got for free or for $1 only sells for $7 plus shipping, but there's only 6 listed and 15 have sold, sell it, buy and sell that, you know? So I would focus more on the sell-through rate than the sales price. Do you need a regular biz to open an eBay store? Nope. You can just do it with your social security number. That's it. And you can run everything as a sole proprietorship for as long as you want. I know people that do $450,000 a year revenue and they are still sole proprietorship. I would definitely recommend upgrading to LLCs and S corporations. But yeah, you can do just your social security number and a sole proprietorship for as long as you'd like to. Suggestions to get shipping supplies. I get them from dumpsters, and then in the link below on this, there will be a link to GyroPack where you can get poly mailers. But yeah, try to just find, and you don't even need to use my link, but just find the cheapest yet strong poly mailers you can find. You can usually find poly mailers. If you buy 2,000 of them, you can usually get them for about 3 cents each. 2 to 5 cents is a decent range per poly bag. Actually, I don't know. You might have to buy a few thousand to get that rate. Did I say 2,000? Because 2,000 is pretty good. If you only buy like 50 at a time, they're probably going to cost you around 11 cents each. If you buy a couple hundred, they're going to probably drop down to like 9 cents. If you buy like 800 at a time, you can usually find them for about 6 or 7 cents each. And then if you get into the thousands, you're looking at 5 cents. And if you buy 10,000 at a time, you can probably get them down to like 2 cents each. So yeah, just poly mailers, and then you just you can buy tape from eBay and Amazon. You can get tape from Walmart. It's just shipping supplies aren't super important. Just get good. Just get the good, the goodest. Just get the best, cheapest stuff you can find, and you'll be good. Yo, my new video is exporting. LOL. Only took me 2 months to post a new video. Man, you and Archie, man. Now that you have gone through a dry spell, Shane, get Archie on it, man. Archie's too talented of a creator to not be putting out stuff. And congrats on getting that video out, man. It's exporting. Will it be going live today or tomorrow sometime? How do you know what to price your frames? Do they have model numbers? Yes. So, for example, I have several thousand of them to the right of me. So here's some Kate Spades. Okay. So what I do is I look up Kate Spade, and then it's going to say Cheyenne/P/S 807P. So you type in Kate Spade Cheyenne 807P, and it will show you how many of those are listed and how many of those are sold. Then you're going to want to make sure that you put in what size they are. These are 55 by 16 by 130. A lot of times the size is just printed right here on the frame. Sometimes you have to find it right here, and sometimes they're printed like right in here. A lot of times this white, eventually from going across your head for multiple hundred wears, it gets worn off. And so it's harder to find those models. But if that's the case, you don't have to have the specific model number. You're going to get less money if you do it this way. But if you just can't find the model number anywhere, then you can just type in Kate Spade black sunglasses frames only, and then you can put other keywords and stuff. and then you'll still be able to sell them. But I definitely recommend finding the individual model and listing it as that. And then if you just can't find the model, you can just put up black sunglasses, Kate Spade black sunglasses, frames only, things like that. Let's see. I can't believe I finally caught a live. Thanks for being here, Jennifer. Appreciate you. Grinding listed $300 in golf clubs tonight, recorded and edited a video, and now waiting on export busy night. So I'm talking about, Shane. Keep killing it. So can you sell in bulk without showing pictures of everything? For example, say I wanted to get rid of 75 shirts, 15 pairs of dress shoes, or say 20 ladies' purses, handbags at once. Yeah. So I would recommend breaking that up into shirts and shoes and handbags. Don't try to put all three of those into one listing, but you can just do 75 shirts, take a picture of all of them, and then you can just show like the top like 6 or 10 or whatever. You don't have to show every detail of every single shirt, but just try to be like as detailed as possible so that way people don't return it. But yeah, just create a great expectation of what they're actually going to be getting, and you don't have to have detailed pictures of every single item, but you want to be as detailed as possible. Hey, Jake, are you using the same principles when selling sports cards 2.6? Are you against promoting many singles at a time? Thanks. Yep, so I've actually downed my promoted listings to 2.1%. So I'm just doing 2.1% across the board, and that is applied to sports cards as well. Everything that goes into my eBay shop goes on a promoted listing of 2.1%. Everything. No exceptions. Everything goes at 2.1%. Just got top rated plus and have seen a very big difference in my little store. I couldn't believe the difference. Thanks for all you do. Help. I'm excited to get to top rated plus as well. Once I move to northern Utah, hopefully I will be able to have a great relationship with my post office and UPS. I'm planning on having them both come to my warehouse every day, and then hopefully the worker will be able to scan each item there, and I will be having same day shipping when I move to northern Utah. But my shipping sucks here in St. George, and I've adapted my business, so I have 2-day handling. So I ship every single day, even though I have 2-day handling. The reason why I have 2-day handling is because my post office all of my post offices in the area suck. And so I have to give it that like 2-day buffer just to get things to places on time. Because if I do same day or next day handling, even though I ship every single day, my late shipment rate, the one that you can't have more than 5%, it always gets above 5% because eBay tells people, hey, you're going to get your package Thursday, and it usually gets there Saturday. It sucks. But once I'm in northern Utah, hopefully everything will be a lot better. I looked into the inexpensive sales from China and as to how they can afford it. Turns out they get government subsidies and discounts on the U.S. taxpayer expense. Yep. And same with U.S. companies and French companies and all companies. So I got Vero from international eBay and got account suspended for 3 days. Yeah, got to be careful of that. So when you ship something out, got to make sure that it is properly described and that it is not something that breaks their policies. What are your thoughts on offering a discount when eBay prompts it for someone interested in an item? Yeah, I send out offers every single chance that I have. So yeah, it's just like if you walk into Walmart and you wanted something and then you saw that it was 20% off, your chance of buying it goes up like a few 100%, right? Same thing on eBay. So yeah, offer people discounts and you'll sell more stuff. I just want to get rid of stuff, but don't want to make 50 listings or take 20 or more photos. Yep, I saw that. And also, if there's a ton of us that on YouTube that would probably buy your stuff. So Marty, I'm not interested in like a ton of clothing, but if you want to reach out to like Daily Refinement might buy that stuff off of you. Caleb Sells might buy that stuff off of you. There's a ton of guys that would buy all that stuff from you at a decent price though. You'd probably have to go down a little bit so they can make some money, or you can just sell those lots on eBay. And also there's a new site from Kevin the Commonwealth Picker called shopcommons.net. If you just go over to the Commonwealth Flippers channel, he'll have a lot of information about that site, and you may be able to sell them there as well. See, I already read that one. How do you make sure all international shipping goes through the hub for seller protection? Not all do, and I got lost recently and I had to refund $50. Was not happy. I've never heard that or experienced that, Sal. I don't know if you did anything wrong or if eBay did, but I don't know what you're talking about, and that's never happened to me, and I hope it never does. So yeah, I've never had any issues with international shipping at all. Talk about what can be bought at Walmart and resold for good profits. I do videos on this very often, and it's just like thrift stores. You just have to find the things that sell. It's always just things that are in demand and that are special. So not all CDs sell, but the special and in demands one and in demand CDs do sell. Same at Walmart. Almost nothing in Walmart sells for above what it's selling for at Walmart, except for the special and in-demand items, and you just got to go find them. And I do videos on it all the time. Nike and Converse, Vero, is that a real thing? Yeah, if you're selling counterfeit items, then yeah. Have you ever put some items on layaway after taking pictures, list them, and then take them off layaway as they sell? No, I've never done that. Yeah, you can't ship Nike or Converse to Europe. They sent me strikes, and it was through eBay International Shipping Program. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, you also can't like sell like Levi's and things like that too. So, got to be very careful and just do all of that research. Does your credit card get flagged when you return a lot of merchandise? So I don't. So, like in a very humble way, like I don't buy things that don't sell. So like I've never had to do returns to like Walmart or Costco or Target. I buy a lot of items from these stores, but I only buy things that have enough demand that I will actually be able to turn them over. So I've never had to go like return a bunch of stuff to retail stores. Let's see. I'm also in Florida, like the nurse Flipper. Oh, cool. And I do watch her. She's great also. I know it's an Ellie Smith MCM swung glass vase. It just happens to be a rare color. It looked to her show. Yeah, no, yeah, that's definitely not in my wheelhouse, but it will definitely be up Cat's alley. So, oh my gosh, Cat's alley, and I'm talking to Alley Cat. Holy cow! I love the English language. Where are you located to have so many thrift stores? I only have one thrift store. I live in St. George, Utah, but I'm moving to a place that has a ton. I'm in Syracuse, Utah. Would definitely love to thrift with you sometime when you're out here. Yeah, Syracuse, Utah is pretty sweet. We were actually looking at a house in Syracuse, but we decided to go a little more south. After a month of prep and research, I posted my first items today on eBay. That's what I'm talking about. Let me give you some fireworks. Oh, wait. I'm on my MacBook today, not my iPhone. Sorry, I couldn't give you any fireworks. Probably high way more often. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, my mom gets low. Gets low a lot more than she gets high. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that. I'm doing this on my laptop because it seemed like the resolution was better on my laptop than my iPhone. So let me know if you guys are seeing my face a little more clearly. But it doesn't show me when I get super chats. And there's a few functions that I don't like using my MacBook camera instead of my phone. But thanks, Shane. Appreciate the Snapchat. I'll definitely make sure I double it. Not the Snapchat, the super chat. I'll make sure that I overpay you next time you're live. So that way I owe you no debts. I heard you mention Commonwealth Picker having an app. Do you have the name of it or where can it be downloaded? Yeah, it's just shopcommons.net. So it's just on the internet. It's through district. It's just shopcommons.net. Got my first return coming. Buyer message that nothing wrong with the item. How do you handle refunding the shipping? Yeah, if it's a buyer's remorse, you just don't do the shipping. So when you click on the return, like let's say you sold it for like $15 plus shipping. When you click on the return, it'll say $15 and then there'll be a little toggle. You can turn it off or on for the shipping. So because it's a buyer's remorse, you toggle it off. Now, if it was for item not described or if you messed something up, then you toggle it on to refund them for their shipping. Do you purchase return ballots or just source through retail? Yeah, I don't do return pallets. I don't even do manifested pallets just because not the majority, but a lot of manifested items are broken as well. So I don't do pallets. I just buy items piece by piece, or I buy lots that I can see and I can make sure that are actually good stuff. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I can't do this on my computer. I got to do it on my phone. Thank you for the super chat. I super appreciate that. ISO Zen. You guys are awesome. But yeah, when it comes to, I don't do return pallets. There's just too much risk involved for me. And a lot of times people spend $700 just to make like 200. Where if you buy items piece by piece, I can turn $700 into 5,000. And then I can make that 5,000 into 20,000. And then that 20,000, you get what I mean. So yeah, your $700 is much more well spent slowly at Goodwill and Ross, TJ Maxx. You're talking about garage sales. I went and got a Scotty Cameron putter the other day for $5 and sold it in 2 days for $300. Dude, Scotty Cameron is awesome. I've only found one Scotty Cam. No, actually, I found some awesome Scotty Camerons in northern Utah this summer. It was awesome. But yeah, outside of that, I don't find Scotty Cameron really very ever. But when you do, and I'm a golfer. I golf a little bit. I'm trying to get into it more. Let's see. I make a full-time living on eBay. I've been thinking about starting doing YouTube and social media. Do you feel like you make more money reselling than social media? I still make more money reselling, but I do make a lot of money doing both. So I'd say I don't know what the average is for resellers, but like I'd say like there's a lot of channels out there that are like decently big that make like $300 or $400 a month. And then there's a lot of really huge channels out there within our niche that make like $30,000 a month. So from social media. But yeah, if you are good at negotiating affiliate links, like for example, Deal Soldier, is an awesome app that I use, and I have an affiliate link with them. So when you guys use it, I get paid for that. When you guys use my reseller Genie through my link, when you guys buy Gyro Pack polymailers through my link, I get commissions from all those, right? On top of that, I get paid from the AdSense. Now, the AdSense is where you make typically the majority of your money through social media. And some YouTubers within our niche are making significantly less than you think they are. And then some of us are making significantly more than you think they are. So yeah, it just depends on how many views you're getting per video and how much you're making per view. For example, my yard sale content and my thrift store content, I get paid like $4 every 1,000 views for those videos. But this live, for example, I'll probably make like $22 for every 1,000 views. And then if you guys have a lot of questions about taxes and about stocks and about investments and real estate, then I make like $60 every 1,000 views. That's why I love it when you guys ask me about personal finance and stocks and stuff, because the algorithm in YouTube picks up, oh, they said stocks 57 times in 1 hour, or they talked about real estate for 36 minutes straight, and they pump me with more money. So if you guys ever have questions about real estate or stocks or taxes, put them in the comments below. But yeah, Bruno, to answer your question, I wouldn't expect to make a lot of money on social media in the beginning, and there's a good chance that you never really make a ton of money from it. But if you're good at it, then you'll make a huge amount of money from it. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I believe in you. I think you can be bigger than me and Kevin and Josh and all those guys. And if you are, then you're going to make a ton of money on social media. If you're not, then you can ask other smaller channels. They just don't make a ton, which is okay. I have so much inventory to post, and I'm struggling with eBay shipping to the point where I'm not posting anything because I don't know what to do. I do calculated shipping. Do you share your shipping discount with the buyer? Jessica, I see you're on Facebook. Hop over here to Facebook. Hop over here to YouTube and watch my second most recent video. It's called 10,000 on eBay the easy way. Watch that video. I think that'll help you a lot. I answer pretty much that exact question. Any advice on where I can list a brand new Simply Go mini portable air concentrator? Is it huge? Because if it's not huge, eBay. Like eBay is the answer for almost every single item. Without more information, though, I would just say eBay. If you use Flip and an item sells, does Flip automatically end the listing in other marketplaces for that item, or do you have to do it manually? Thanks. You do it manually, but it's very simple. If you're still here, I'll show you. I'll show you on my screen here. It's actually like super, super simple. So I'm going to share my screen for Flip. Boom. Okay. Showing my screen? Nice. So here's my Flip. If you go here to orders, so I just sold this Nintendo Wii controller on Mercari. So I go to Marcus sold and delist. I say that I sold it on Mercari. And then I hit Marcus sold. And then boom, it delists it on eBay. That's as easy as it is. Okay, does that make sense? This Omega juicer, I sold it on eBay. Marcus sold. I just put that it sold on eBay. And now, boom, it just delisted it from Mercari. So every morning, I just come to my orders, and then I just click through, and I just mark everything as sold. Make sense? So yeah, it doesn't delist it automatically for you, but the process of delisting is like ultra simple. And if you guys are interested in using Flip, it's just linked in the description below after the video, or any of my other videos. You can find that link. Would you sell specimen high-grade quartz, gold, or platinum in auction, or buy it now? I think you have to have license to do that. I don't think you can sell any of that. Is it under the classification of bullion? I can't remember that word specifically, but I think you actually have to have certificates and a license to do that. Unless, of course, it's just like jewelry. Like you can sell gold and silver jewelry, but if it's like straight up like a mint ounce of silver or gold or things like that, I don't think you can sell that on eBay without licensing. Going live tonight. That's what I'm talking about. I'm excited to watch that one. All right, let's see here. Okay, we've been going for an hour and 17 minutes. My wife just started her Ninja Creamy. You guys know what that is? Yes, Shane says he makes $60 a month from social media. I suck at this. You don't suck at it. But yeah, just so in contrast, let's I like sharing my screen. Sharing my screen is fun. Let's share my screen and let's go look at Shane's profile. Share screen. Share YouTube screen. Boom, scheme. Oh, look at that, Shane. First thing that popped up was your video. Awesome. So yeah, if we go to Shane's account, he has 3,000 subscribers. And he's getting several hundred views every video. And then every once in a while, he pops off for 1.7K, 7,000, 1.9K, 2.3K, 1.1K. So he's getting, several thousand views monthly for sure, and he's making $60. So that's so that's a pretty good representation of like Shane's pretty good at this, and he only makes $60 a month. So, but then like if you look at other channels, for example, they're making thousands per month with more views and with more affiliates and things like that. So the YouTube money is up there, but yeah, I'm thinking of specific examples in my head. I don't want to say people's names for the positive or the negative, but like a lot of YouTube content creators are making way less than you think, and a lot of are making way more than you think. But yeah, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go watch. So I'm gonna go hang out with my wife and dog, and yeah. This live started out real slow. I thought it was going to be super quick. We had record low attendance, but now we got average attendance in here. So really appreciate you guys coming out. There's 177 of you here on YouTube and 5 of you on Facebook. I appreciate all you guys do for me. If you guys could do me a favor and just have an awesome night and live the best life you can, that'd be awesome. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys later.